Good morning, and apologies for the much later start than expected. I'm Jay Clifton Payne. You're listening to, watching a live stream, or maybe in the future stream, however we're calling that, a recording. As I'm checking in on the morning on the 3rd of December, 22 days till Christmas, with what's going on with This Is a Conversation. And it's a um, pretty simple thing going on today. Let's go ahead and do the screen share to see what's going on. Hopefully things are looking okay. Apologies for the I guess the prisoner look, and hopefully you can actually see me. I'm doing some testing. Technically, well, I'm actually in the dark in the room, but I have a ring light right here on the camera, as you can see, bright hands, trying to make things work on some simple things there. So go ahead and do the share to This Is Conversation, the website for today. If you go today, you'll see we have posted our newsletter for things to talk about for, it says Monday, it should say Tuesday. So that's a full flaw we have in our newsletter. So today's newsletter should say Tuesday. Apologies for that. Fix that in a little bit. But we have things for the 3rd, which a couple quick stories are actually social media-ish type stories. The first one is the top cop in Chicago was fired by the new mayor for what were deemed as intolerable actions. You can read the blurb on what that was. And Olivia Jade coming back to the YouTube. It doesn't say anything about her mom and what's going on in the case there. A couple other stories that were really big last day. Lisa Page has broken her silence. She and Peter Strzok, two FBI agents who have been targeted with some steamy text messages as being integral part of the deep state trying to take Trump down. And Donald Trump, in his latest speech, had a very steamy impression of how those text messages went down. And she's now not happy about that. And the kicker from Alabama, University of, who missed that final field goal that would have tied the game to keep them from losing to Auburn over the weekend, wrote a nice, heartfelt letter to the fans over what happened. You can check out more about what's going on there. You can click on the link for the newsletter and subscribe to it via your email. You can also become a supporter on Patreon via patreon.com/this is a conversation. Also, buymeacoffee.com/jcliffandpayne will get us a coffee. Another quick way to help things out as well. Hopefully, I can get more time, get more editors, maybe get more sleep so I don't miss out on things like Monday and Tuesday. Long story short, it was a bad copy paste from something that I didn't really fix. I thought I fixed fixed everywhere except in the title of the newsletter. So, my apologies to you guys on that. Great things happening for the conversation, so make sure you're checking it out all day long, every 50 minutes on Twitter Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We are posting stories, so look for them on Instagram and Facebook. Look for This Is a Conversation. On Twitter, th_conversation. Every 50 minutes, we post a story. All you have to do is respond to it, engage with it, do what you do as you're checking your other posts. Like them, love them, hate them, share them. And the more you do, the higher they go for the scores for the daily newsletter. And on top of that, for the podcast for every Friday. This week, we're going to introduce in the podcast and in the newsletter a question of the week, kind of overlying survey question on things, and it'll be essentially something that based on bigger stories towards the end of the week, or something that maybe even doesn't get into the countdown. Most likely it'll be a story that's in the countdown, in the top 10, that should have impact going forward. Or maybe it's something that got posted really late on that morning, or as we go going forward. We'll have something that will definitely have some legs, so you can talk about it all week long, and we'll give you the responses to that come next week. Thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you're going to check me out on my Jay Clifton Payne page or Jay Clifton Payne YouTube account, I'm going to pop up there pretty quickly, do a quick rundown of the podcast that things are going down today. In the meantime, just thank you so much for being you guys. We can't do this without you. This is a conversation on Facebook and th_conversation on Twitter. Just follow us and do what you do. As the stories come in, just respond, and we'll do the rest of the work from there. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow.